Hi, this is Jim Fisher, lead camera analyst at PC Mag, and I am here with a new camera. Well, flying camera. It's the DJI Mavic Air 2. It is a brand new, just announced drone. As you can see, it is still here in its box, so we are going to unbox it. All right, so we open up this box here for the Air 2, and the first thing is I see a little insert here with the drone itself, and here it is. Here is the new Air 2. If I can get the autofocus, I'm working solo here. And here's the Air 2. It's a little folding drone. The propellers aren't on out of the box, but you know, you can kind of just swing the arms out like you do with any other DJI Mavic series drone, and then when we get it set up, we'll have all the drone stuff. But here it is. Cool, huh? On the sides, you get these little A and B stickers that lets you know which propellers go in which strut very easily for your initial setup. Once you put the propellers on, you don't have to put them on every time. Just if you happen to break one, then you replace it. Also with the drone, I'm told there's a new remote control. We'll get to that. It's a brand new design. Here's the new remote. Look at this. It's very squarish. It's very old school game controller. One of the new things about this remote as well is that instead of going underneath for your phone clip, the phone mounts at the top, and it's we'll just try it here with my iPhone 8. Here you can see the remote with the phone app loaded. It's the DJI Fly app, and you can see the phone clips in above your remote control here. The joysticks for the remote stow in the bottom, and then you just kind of screw them in to the top here. And then all of a sudden you have a remote control. Control buttons. It has a single control wheel to change the tilt of your camera. It's on the back, accessible via your thumb, and you can just use it to tilt the drone camera up and down. Unfortunately, there's only one wheel. Earlier Mavic remotes had two, and you could use the second one to change your scene brightness via EV compensation. That's not here, and I really wish it was. There's another box in the box, and that's it. And the box in the box is your accessory box, and it's just a plain white box, and you lift the lid open, and what do you find? Well, you know, your normal, your absolutely standard power adapter here. It's got a non-polarized plug for AC outlet on one, and this side plugs into your battery to charge it. I have some extra cables here. It comes with a cable in the remote for lightning, which is what my phone uses, but you also get micro USB and USB-C cables in the package. The remote itself has a USB-C port for direct charging. Here is your standard AC US power plug. I have lots of those laying around. I'm not gonna undo it. And a USB-A to C cable if you don't have a USB-C charger around. Propellers. I gotta put the propellers on. We'll do that in a little bit. Propellers come in these little, everything comes in these little kind of grayish plastic bags. It's what DJI has been using for a long time for packaging. And finally, there's a little tiny bag in there, and if I poke these things out, it's just an extra set of joysticks. Extra set of joysticks for the remote control, just in case you lose one. All right, now, we've seen the Mavic Air 2. What is the Mavic Air 2? So now we have the Mavic Air 2, and for me, the most interesting part about a drone is the camera, but we'll talk about the aircraft itself first here. It is still heavy enough where you have to pay your $5 fee to the Federal Aviation Administration to get a sticker and put it on before you take it outside to fly, but it's still very small. DJI states, compares it to a bottle of mineral water as far as weight and size, and it's, you know, it's something that will go in the same spot in your bag as a 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8 zoom. The camera has been upgraded. It does 4K video at 60 frames per second with a log profile if you want it. It will do raw imaging, but the new sensor here is the big story. It's a quad Bayer sensor like we've seen in some of the newer smartphones. So it's a 48 megapixel sensor inside this tiny little drone camera. So 48 megapixels, and just like most smartphones that have dense sensors like this, you're not going to shoot 48 megapixel images most of the time. It's a quad Bayer design, which means it downsamples your images to 12 megapixels. So better capture, more resolution to capture, smaller resolution output should net better image quality, and something we've seen in smartphones, and this is the first drone to have it. As far as camera capabilities go, it is a 1/2-inch sensor. It's a little bit larger in surface area than the 1/2.3-inch sensors used in many other drones. Smaller by a wide margin than the 1-inch sensor used by the high-end DJI Mavic 2 Pro. As far as photo capabilities, it's a 48 megapixel sensor quad bayer that can shoot in 48 or 12 megapixel mode. Most people will use 12 megapixel, and you can shoot in JPEG or RAW format. The RAW files are Adobe DNG, so they can load right into Lightroom. There is no ability to shoot black and white JPEGs or vivid JPEGs in the actual camera app, so you'll have to do any of your editing elsewhere. For video, it does do 4K at 60 frames per second in standard, HDR, or Cinelike, a flat log profile. So you do have that kind of pro level support. You can set frame rate, 24, 25, 30, or 60 frames per second at 4K. And if you go down to 1080p, you can go up to 240 frames per second, which is good for slow motion. As far as video goes, the Mavic Air 2 looks pretty formidable. It has a 4K camera at up to 60 frames per second. It records in H.265 at 120 megabits per second compression. It can record internally to 8 gigs of internal memory or to a micro SD card. The color profiles include standard and Cinelike. The Cinelike's a flat profile, so you can grade it. The quick shots available include rocket, which just rockets right up, circle, which flies around you in a circle, helix, which flies around your subject in a corkscrew pattern, boomerang, which is kind of cool, it takes it out and brings it back in for a reveal, and asteroid, which is kind of a weird circly effect that we saw in the original Mavic Air. There's some other cool features for video as well. You get active track, which will identify and track a moving subject. You can now active track combine with your orbit function and actually orbit around someone moving, which is cool. And there's Spotlight as well. Spotlight's a new feature to the Mavic series. It's something in the higher end Inspire camera drone series that will lock your camera on a subject and then let you take the remote and fly the drone manually as normal. And the camera will stay on the subject, but you can move the drone in any direction. And there are safety features too. The Mavic Air 2 has dual GPS and GLONASS, so it can precisely and quickly know its exact location on the globe and hover perfectly in place. It also leverages these to automatically return to home to its launch point if it loses signal with remote control, or if you want it to, you can trigger return to home via button on the remote. If you lose track of it, you can always get it back. If you do lose it and have to bring it down someplace else, there's a Find My Drone function which will record the last known location in a map, and then you can go find it. And there are APAS as well. APAS is something we saw in the original Mavic Air. It's a system where you can fly and the drone will automatically navigate around ground-based objects like trees and branches and things, just zip right around them. Here, it's supposed to be faster. I haven't gotten a chance to try it yet. The original Mavic Air APAS worked well, but was very, very slow in flight. We'll see if there's any noticeable speed improvement here in the footage. The other safety feature is an ADS-B sensor. It's something the FAA wants in every drone, and it's a sensor that will let you know if there is a real airplane or helicopter nearby. ADS-B sensors are in a little short supply right now though, and because of COVID-19, there are supply chain issues. That means that if you buy the Mavic Air 2 in North America, you will get one with an ADS-B sensor no matter what. But if you're in another region, the units that ship out initially are not going to have them, and they're not going to be able to be upgraded either. So if it's a feature you want and you're buying in a region other than North America, wait until the summer and confirm with your retailer and your sales partner that the unit you're buying has it. DJI plans on having it in every Mavic Air 2 off the production line by midsummer, but right now at launch it's only going to be for US units. How much does this cost, and when can I buy it? Well, the cost part is easy. The drone itself with the remote in the standard package that we received, here it is $799, $800 US retail. That comes with the drone, the remote, a battery, all the cables you need to get started. There is a Fly More kit for $988. What does that get you? It gets you 3 batteries instead of 1. Each battery is good for about 33 minutes of flight time, so figure an hour and a half in the air with that. You get a carrying case so you can carry the drone and your batteries and the remote around. You get neutral density filters for the lens. And one more thing in the Fly More kit is a charging hub, so you can charge those 3 batteries all in sequence. As for availability, US customers can pre-order the Mavic Air 2 today and expect it to ship at the end of May. We hope you enjoyed our unboxing of the DJI Mavic Air 2. Check back on PCMag.com soon for a full review.